Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 5 of the electric baritone ukulele project. Okay, so I've done a little bit of the work off camera. Let me just tilt you down and I'll show you where I'm up to. So what I've done is the wiring. Now I did it off camera because wiring is not my strong point and neither is soldering. So I knew this was going to be a little bit of a job for me, and it was. I looked for wiring diagrams online, and I think I mentioned this before. Every single one I came across, whether it was photographs or diagrams or videos, they all seem to be different. So I kind of picked one, wired it up like that, and I couldn't get any sound out of the pickups. So hummed and hard a bit. Looked at another online diagram which was completely different, and wired it up to that. Boom, roared into life. So happy days. And as I said, soldering is not my strong point. I'm not very good at it, but I think the solders that I've done will hold, and if not, it's not too difficult to pull it apart and redo it if any of them break loose, but I think they're strong enough. So I've got the switch panel wired up, so that's the volume and tone, and the selector switch for the pickups, and you're not really going to see that, and perhaps like me you won't even understand what's going on, but as it is, I've wired it up and it seems to work. I've got the bridge pickup there as well, and the neck pickup, so it's all wired in, and I've also got to paint inside the cavities with this shielding paint. So this reduces electrical hum, etc. And it basically consists of conductive carbon and water, so there isn't really much to it. I have already off camera done this cavity because there's so many wires in there. That was again quite fiddly, so I wanted to just do that off camera. So I'm now going to do the other two cavities. These are much easier because they're much shallower and there's only 2 wires that go into each, or 3 in the bridge one anyway. Let's just turn you around a bit. Okay, turn it round a bit. Okay, so once again, that's what I'm painting the inside of the cavities with. It's known as a shielding paint, so give it a good shake. And I'll just pour a little bit into the cap. Don't need a great deal. Whoa, that should be enough. And I've also got to be careful not to spill any on the body. It does clean up quite easily, but it's easier if you don't. Let's just put that there. Okay, so quite a simple procedure, this one, just on a brush, and literally just brush it into the cavity. It's pretty straightforward. I've used this before and I know it does work. I was quite surprised when I first googled what to do to reduce hum, and it said paint it. Anyway, so this is, as I said, it's not conductive, shielding paint. Actually it does say it's conductive, so I was right. And because of the carbon in it, as I said, it reduces electrical hum, which it is apparently quite a common problem on electrical instruments, especially if your wiring prowess is rubbish like mine. So yeah, I'm going to get a little bit on the wires. It's kind of unavoidable, but it doesn't really matter. Not going to do it any harm. This stuff does take a while to dry, so I'm not going to assemble it straight away. I'll give this paint some time to dry first. Also, because it's water based, I think some of the linseed oil has kind of dribbled down into these cavities, and it's kind of repelling it a little bit, but just brush it over a few times and it takes. So really simple procedure this, but necessary. I need to stand up to see what I'm doing. Yeah, so I've already splashed a little bit on the body there. I mean, again, because it's water based, it wipes off fairly easily. Right, that's that one almost done. Just that bit caught in the corner there. Okay. That's that one. Okay, and the neck cavity. I'm not going to do the neck pocket. It's not necessary because there's nothing electrical there. And I've also, I don't know if you can see it, I've put a little shim in there, a little plastic shim, because I already knew, having done some measurements before, that the neck angle wasn't far back enough. You want the neck to angle back a bit to give you the right angle and tension for the strings, and when I measured it, the angle was a little bit shallow, so I've put that shim in there, and I did test fit the neck again and checked the angle, and it's perfect now, so that's all good. First attempt, it worked. Can't really argue at that, can you? Okay. A little bit of natural water to get it off. There we go. No smell to this, which is good. Guess, as I said, it's pretty much natural ingredients, carbon and water. Doesn't get much more natural than that. How's that looking? A little bit in the corner there. Right, so this last corner, I've just got to move the scratch plate across so that I can get the wires out of the way. A little bit fiddly. And just add enough paint in that cap as well, so that's all good. Okay, that's that little job done. Just a little bit of touch up along this edge. That's it, job done. Yeah, as I said, it takes a while to dry, so I'll not be doing any more on this just yet. But as I'm sure you can tell, we're not far from completing this little project. So yeah, there's a plastic shim. Plastic shim in this part of the neck pocket, so that when you put the neck in, it angles it back, and that's exactly what I wanted. And as I said, I've checked it. It's at the perfect angle now, so we're all good. So once that paint has had time to dry, the next stage is put it all together, build it. So screw all these panels back in, and put the neck on, and then string it up. We're almost done. I mean, probably it depends on when I get round to doing this. I've got some what time is it now? It's 3:30. I'm going to be teaching in about half an hour to an hour, depending on when the student arrives. I may or may not finish this after that. I don't know, depends on the time, and if not, I'll be doing it tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, it's Wednesday afternoon. If I don't finish it today, I'll finish it tomorrow, and of course I will be recording that. And yeah, so we're almost there on this one. It's actually gone a little bit quicker than I was expecting. Obviously, you know, the longest part of any of these jobs is the you know, the preparation of the wood, the neck and the body. But because of the processes that I used on the neck, a little bit of sanding, bit of staining and oiling, that didn't take long. And the body, I'm sure some of you saw in the last video where I set fire to it, and then scraped the soot off with the wire brush. Again, a bit more sanding, boiled linseed oil, job done. So, you know, really it's only maximum, I think, altogether with the neck and the body, a couple of hours really. And whereas opposed to if you're doing painting or varnishing or lacquering or anything like that, you know, it's the work itself is hours, and the drying time between is really where all the time goes, because sometimes depending on what you're using, you need at least 24 hours drying time, and I haven't got the patience for that. One of the reasons I use these methods, you know, with the boiled linseed oil, apart from the fact that it for me it's a fantastic finish, it's just so much quicker and easier. I know for a fact I wouldn't be much good at lacquering and spraying and all that kind of thing, so this is just so much simpler. So I really hope you're enjoying this sequence of videos on this build, and for some of you, you will already know that I've begun another project with the cigar box guitars. Haven't got very far with that at the moment. But once this is finished, I'll get more stuck into those and get hopefully 3 of those punted out as well. Okay, so as I said, I really hope you're enjoying these videos, watching them as much as I am enjoying making them. And once again, just to remind everybody, everything I do is dedicated to my father, who recently passed away. All of this is, you know, inspired by him, and I wouldn't be doing any of this if it weren't for him. So love you, Dad, miss you loads. For the rest of you, please take care of each other and yourselves, stay safe, especially as I know some of you are having quite a few problems with heat and wildfires and everything, in the last place that you would expect in the world for that to happen. Please be safe, and we'll catch you all next time. Peace out.